Was this winter just a little bit too cold and you can't handle it anymore?
And now maybe you're dreaming of living that never-ending summer. Today we'll be discussing why you should be considering Sarasota, Florida as your future home. This past winter really was one too many snowstorms for you. Kind of seems like the Midwest, Northeast, and all across the country, that snow that had been a distant memory for the last several years finally made its way back to your states, and now you're truly considering escaping that cold, wintry state.
Yeah, we've heard the people up north, it's just been a brutal winter. Absolutely freezing cold, snow, ice, just a little bit of everything, and they've had enough. They just need to get out of that cold environment, get down here to sunny Florida and really enjoy it. And today's video is all about that.
That's right. We're going to be discussing the reasons why you should be considering Sarasota, Florida as your future home. We live here in that Sarasota greater area, just south here in Venice, Florida, in that sleepy beach town. And we truly are enjoying that never-ending summer with access to some of the most beautiful beaches, outdoor lifestyle. Today we're discussing all the obvious reasons people are moving here and some of the things you may not have considered, from housing, from multi-generational opportunities, anchor points of value, those things that we hold near and dear, the reasons why people hold value and the reasons why people move down here, and of course that lifestyle. But you can't ignore this area is known for one thing very specifically,
and that is the beaches. We are home to some of the best beaches in all of the country. Matter of fact, the #1 beach in all of the country, the #4 in all of the world, and that is Siesta Beach.
That's right. Siesta Key Beach is world class. It's something like a movie. I have to tell you, the first time I laid eyes on it, I was completely lost in how magical it is. There's something super unique about this beach, and it's why it's the #1 destination for many people all across the world. When I got there, the first thing I noticed was how blue that water was, reflecting off that white powdery sand.
Yeah, that white crystal quartz sand is incredible, and those beaches they're sometimes 200 to 300 feet wide, so it's just a real spectacle, and that's the reason why it's the #1 beach in all of the United States.
Now, it's a unique beach. Aside from how wide it is and how clear and magical that water is, they have a very unique sand. It's a mineral quartz that remains cool during those dog days of summer. I'm sure you've experienced it, going to the beach, playing that hot lava game, trying to make your way, thinking yourself that you can make it another couple hundred feet, only realizing that you're going to find the first sliver of shade to reprieve and hide your feet from that burning sand. Here in Siesta Key, you never have to worry about it. That sand stays cool all year long, which really makes it a magical place where you can lay in that sand, smell the salt air, feel that breeze, or go wade in that very calm, crystal clear water. And I have to tell you, it's a destination for all generations. It's supported by a really cute village with beautiful restaurants, from tiki bars to very sophisticated dining, from walk-up donut shops to pizza to world famous everything. But this is a place where people come and have some of their best lives. They're
enjoying life, and you can do it in Siesta Key, no doubt about it.
They put their hair down and they truly are living their best lives. But Siesta Key is just one of many amazing reasons why people move here. Now, obviously, being the #1 beach in all the country, that certainly is an anchor point of value, a reason why people move here and a reason why people hold value in this area. But just down the road, we have some incredible diversity. It's not just about beaches here. It's about diverse housing, diverse culture. And speaking of culture,
this is the town to do it in. This is the cultural coast, and Sarasota is the anchor of that. One of the great things that we love about it is all of the great theaters. There's 14 theaters within 1 square mile. They have just incredible shows there, whether it's the Oslo or the Van Wezel, or there's the Players Theater. There's just a little bit of everything for whether you want to go see the orchestra, the Sarasota Orchestra, that's down there. There's just tons of great theaters.
Now, you may have seen that Sarasota skyline, especially at nighttime or on sunsets. It's otherworldly. It's magical. But there's something really unique and diverse about this incredible downtown. Number one, it's mixed 50-50 almost down the line with historical architecture and brand new facades. We're seeing a mass migration of people escaping their cold wintry states, their metropolitan hubs, people who are used to that city life, high rises, concierge, amenity rich buildings. And we're certainly seeing that demand and that demand being called and answered to here in that downtown area. Now, downtown is a very unique hub. It's one of the cleanest cities I've ever experienced, but we're seeing really reputable brands doubling down. We're seeing that beautiful Ritz-Carlton building those 2 new towers down in that Quay Commons area. If you haven't watched our videos before, the Quay Commons area has been really hot on our radar. There's a huge renovation going down in that downtown hub that hugs that Sarasota Bay. They're investing over $700 million in that performing arts center in that Sarasota Bay hub, where they're going to be building a whole village, walkability, shops, and then on top of that, you have other beautiful projects like that one park, that really sexy building. But we're seeing that people down here are really looking and expecting to live that city life. We have just right up the road what we're calling Little Manhattan, the Golden Gate project, right?
Yeah, that's something really incredible. That's when you're going over that Ringling Brothers Bridge. That's going to be on your left-hand side. It's just a really special area. It's kind of like a mini Manhattan is what we're labeling it as. They just have some incredible projects. There's 5 projects going up there right now. They're really exciting. We're going to be shooting a video about that in a couple weeks, so we can bring you all those details.
Yeah, and those projects, just so you understand what Golden Gate is, it's a 2.2 acre wide peninsula that's just overlooking that Ringling Bridge, overlooking the beautiful Sarasota Bay. And it's a conglomeration of high-rise projects, some existing and some brand new. Some are going to have boat slips and water access. Now, these are ranging from that $1.2 million upwards of $14 million for those penthouse suites. We understand that's not for everyone, but there's something magical about seeing these buildings, seeing the surrounding commercial area being built to support it. And of course, you have all of that incredible green space, beautiful architecture spread out throughout the city, from that 53-acre Bayfront Park where they have that performing arts center like we've mentioned, but beautiful trails, yoga lawns, activities. There's an activities coordinator. They're constantly meeting there by that yoga lawn, by that open space area where everyone feels included. But there's also other magical green spaces just down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to Bayfront Park. There's that great Bayfront Park that's right on the Sarasota Marina. It's just a beautiful place to go and spend a couple hours, roll out that picnic blanket, have a nice picnic there with the family. You're right in the heart of the city, so you can see everything. It's all walkable. There's just great spaces. One of the places that I love the most that's right downtown is that Murray Selby Gardens. It's such an incredible, magical place. So if you come here, even if you just come for the weekend, make that one of the spots that you go to. It's just beautiful. It's right there down on the Sarasota Bay. It's an incredible botanical garden that has, the great estate. There's events there. You can get married there if you want to. It's just a really pretty place that you have to see if you come to Sarasota.
They even have a beautiful restaurant that really emulates and screams everything about what Sarasota is all about. It's about green spaces, about nature, about the balance of lifestyle and nature. Their restaurant there, they actually grow all their vegetables on the roof. Yep. So what a better experience. What a great way to remain sustainable. But throughout Sarasota, especially that downtown hub, you have a lot of unique enclaves with art sculptures, little green spaces, little sitting areas. But what stands out in this city is it's never that busy. Let's take it with a grain of salt. There is traffic during snowbird season, during, restaurant time, like dinner time, which here can start anywhere between 2:30 and 7:30, depending on your age group. But it's a magical city. You feel safe there. You feel like people really take pride in the streets. There's trash is nowhere to be found.
It's all but non-existent. It's just incredibly clean. They really take pride in it. All of the, I would say people that move there take pride in it. They're escaping all the things about their cities up north that they don't like. And cleanliness is certainly one of them. And down here, it's just absolutely beautiful. Every corner is just, picturesque. You have great views, great sight lines. It's a really special place.
Now, it's very diverse, and maybe from the outside in, you feel like maybe you're priced out. But the beautiful thing about Sarasota, it's It's in downtown hub. It's also surrounded by some really cool and established neighborhoods. We have just north of that, just around the corner from that Golden Gate Peninsula that we mentioned, is that Rosemary District. It's a mix of beautiful historic homes and brand new projects, small condominium high rises. Talking about a four-story, not high rise, but a four-story building are popping up left and right. But the beautiful thing about Rosemary District, it has over 30 restaurants within walking distance. It's one of the few suburbs that you still get kind of that city metropolitan urbanized life, but you still feel like you're completely escaping because of the mature landscape. But then there's other things that probably are on your radar. You've probably heard of the #1 multi-generational master plan for the 6th year in a row.
Yeah, that is Lakewood Ranch. You know, that place is on fire. It's been on fire for the last 10, 15 years, and it continues to expand. We've shot some videos up there with Wild Blue and Shellstone and, just a bunch of other neighborhoods in Lakewood Ranch. And it's just a great space for all sorts of generations. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, there's great opportunities there, or you're somebody who you're trying to retire and you really want to scale down, great opportunities there. Price points in Lakewood Ranch, what would you say the entry price point?
You have price points starting the 300s with some really quaint villas, and the price. The price is the sky is the limit. Just a little background about what Lakewood Ranch. It's 30,000 acres. It stems across Sarasota County, Manatee County, and it continues to go east of the 75 corridor. If you're familiar with the area, if you're not, that I-75 corridor goes north and south, and anything west of that is becoming more and more scarce. There's only so much land between that 75 corridor and the Gulf. But what we're seeing is that this area, it's not just about the beaches. It's not just about that downtown hub, which we absolutely love. It's about suburbia at scale. Be able to have your kids live in a multi-generational neighborhood with incredible housing options. I mean, we have an expansion from the Waterside District, which is the latest expansion, comprising of 11 neighborhoods. All of these are non-gated communities, for exception of one. There's a cohesiveness of walkability, and it's anchored by a commercial amenity called that Waterside District. And this is kind of an expansion of what Lakewood Ranch has already been doing with that Main Street District. People move there for the commercial conveniences, but it's the diversity. And the further you go away from the water, from the coast, the more affordable the options have. We also see expansion, that High Hat Ranch north of the 64 corridor. There is suburbia galore, but the main thing to take into account, it's the #1 multi-generational master plan community for the 6th year in a row. Now, that's not the only master plan development that's hit the national radar.
That's right. We have the #6 fastest growing multi-generational master plan community right here in Venice, and that's Wellen Park. Respectively, that is in Inglewood, Northport, and Venice. For all those people out there that leave us comments, we want to make sure that we address that. It is not in Venice. It has a Venice address, but it is actually in Northport. But Wellen Park is an incredible area. It's that master plan community with a great downtown area. They have housing options all over the place, a brand new school. It's just a really great neighborhood that we love. We're there all the time. We've shot tons of videos. We'll pop a few up here so that you can see those, but we love Wellen Park. Tell us more about it.
Well, it's worth mentioning and talking about Wellen Park, and like Caleb mentioned, it's that 6th fastest selling master plan community in all the country. It's a more boutique option compared to Lakewood Ranch being 30,000 acres, this being 20,000 acres. But the difference is Lakewood Ranch is continuing to expand east of that I-75 corridor. Here, Wellen Park, we are right here nestled just 15, 20 minutes away from some of the most beautiful beaches. And it is a really unique lifestyle because it's a more boutique option, because it's more focused. The way they built this infrastructure is they added one really special and unique amenity that we talk about quite often, but I don't think we give it enough attention. All of the 20,000 acre master plan community of Wellen Park is golf cart friendly. What that means is that you can take your golf cart from your home to the downtown area, access all the restaurants, all of the shopping, meet your friends for pickleball, or at the brand new dog park that they're going to be building, or one of the many sports or playgrounds that they're going to be building throughout this community. Or maybe you can envision driving your kids in that golf cart to that brand new school that they're slated to be completed at the end of 2026, pulling up in that golf cart line. But there's something special and unique about just putting on your slippers, your flip-flops, or your sandals, respectively, and just hitting the streets, being able to jump over to cool Today Park, the Atlanta Braves spring training facility located in that master plan community where the Atlanta Braves come here and show up and show out. Everyone comes down here for those 3 weeks of spring training. But then year round, they have events, fireworks, and family gatherings. You have the Tiki Hut Bar overlooking the baseball field. But the idea of jumping in a golf cart and be able to access everyone and everything in your community is not only special and unique, it's the true never-ending summer, truly living your best life. Now, what community would be? We've talked about this multi-generational aspect. What community would be without a great school system?
Yeah, number one school system in all of Florida. That's right, the number one school system. So Sarasota County has great diverse options, incredible school systems from that IMG Academy all the way up into the north. They have some great brand new school coming to Lakewood Ranch. We have down here in Wellen Park, we have that new high school, Wellen Park High School, that's being built and it's set to open probably the 2026-2027 school year. And then just after that, in 2020-30, they're supposed to open that Wellen Park Elementary Middle School combo school. So there's just great options. And being in the number one school district in all of Florida, that's what you want when you buy or invest in this area, because it gives you those securities that it has a great school system. So to whoever buys here, they're going to want to know that they have the confidence that this is the best school system in all of Florida.
That's right. When they ran the statistics, there's a projection of 1,500 high school students moving here every year for the next 10 years. They're certainly answering the call. Caleb mentioned that there's new high school campuses being built. The one in Wellen Park. We also have Palmer Ranch, one of the most southern parts of Sarasota in that Lakewood Ranch corridor, where they're building a new brand new school that's slated to be open at the end of this year. But what we've seen is, because the way people look at lifestyle, the way that retirees have completely changed the landscape here. When we had the big great reset, when we had pre-COVID days, the retirees lived a different life. But now with the birth of pickleball, the rethinking of what we would truly want out of life, it's become fully active, fully multi-generational. But there's some great opportunities. Now, this really comes down to the one subjective thing. We've talked about, we've got great schools, we've got very diverse housing options, which we'll trickle into a little bit and get a little bit more into detail. But if you want to learn more about specific neighborhoods, price points, builds, models, all of the diverse options, all you have to do is reach out to us. Our information is below. You can set up a Zoom call so we can meet face-to-face virtually before you get in town, so we can hit that ground running. But what really matters here, because we talked about the beaches, the warm weather, is that subjective lifestyle, the cost of living in paradise. And certainly there are some costs, and we're going to talk about some of the relative costs that you have to endure and incur when you live down here. Those insurances, the taxes. Caleb's going to touch on that. But it's that subjective lifestyle, the outdoor living, the fact that now neighborhoods, people expect you to have amenity-rich neighborhood. Caleb, let's talk about some of the amenities we see popping up over here.
Yeah, just all of these neighborhoods that we've talked about today, amenities are absolutely paramount. And all of them, I think they're just trying to outdo the next. We have great in Wellen Park. There's Island Walk. That's an existing neighborhood that has two incredible amenity centers with pickleball, basketball, everything you can imagine, with plenty of courts and plenty of space for it. And then we head over to Wellen Park with Palmera. What are they? They're building that new one with a golf simulator, all sorts of stuff.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
People expect to have more sustainability, more self-sustained neighborhoods. The beautiful thing about it is that these builders are beckoning the call. They're answering our call. They're really implementing all different type of unique opportunities. Some of these amenity centers are building satellite offices in case you have people vacationing, because certainly you're going to have a revolving door of people visiting. Some are putting restaurants, some are putting individual family lagoon-style pools and adult lap lane pools. There's a lot of thoughtfulness, a lot of fluidity, but the expectation when you move down here in these master plan communities is having those amenities. But those amenities internally in those neighborhoods, the swimming pools, that's not the only thing. There's a big draw here. There's one of your favorite sports.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is
golf.
Golf. Yeah, of course, golf. That's one of the things that we love down here is there's over 100 golf courses in Sarasota County. So if you're somebody who wants to join that country club, you have options there. If you want to join a semi-private club, you can do that. And then there's tons of public courses everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So you can play a different course every single day. If you're that snowbird, make all 90 days a different course if you want to. Or if you're somebody who lives down here all year round, you have options everywhere.
Yeah, the golf is really interesting here because you have like we talked about, the diverse housing options. Those diverse golf options also go in line and correlate to it. We have in Wellen Park, we have by Lanir, we have Wellen Park Golf and Country Club. That's more of your track homes, spec homes, villas, a little bit more of a narrow playability. I don't pretend to play golf, but I can certainly see it and compare it to other golf courses.
It's narrow, I'll tell you. I've played it and it's narrow.
But it's a really convenient opportunity to live that golf lifestyle, to be able to go to that 19th hole restaurant, socialize, kind of reminisce on what a good day or bad day you had on the course. But then we have the opposite end of the spectrum. We covered it before, Soleta Golf Course, all the way up in Mayaca City, where you have 93 homes, 530 acres, multi-million-dollar homes, really exclusive lifestyle. And of course, we have established legacy neighborhoods like the Concession, the Founders Club. We have really amazing opportunities, but golf is just one of the many draws. We have these incredible beaches. We have this warm weather. Part of that is absolutely having that boat lifestyle.
Yeah, let's talk about the beaches and the kind of the outdoor living. We have great beaches here. Absolutely the number one beach in all of the country. That's Siesta Key. And then we have the incredible Lido Key just down the road. And then you get down closer to Venice. You have Nokomis Beach, all of the great beaches that are on Venice Island, and then Casperson Beach just to the south of that. And then you have all the way to the south, you have the Manasota Key Beach. That's my favorite. That's closest to my house. And it's the one that I love to go to just because it's a little more natural. You can get out there on your own. You don't have to be sitting 5 feet from your neighbor, listening to their music. You can actually escape, walk down the beach a bit, and you get that really natural beach experience.
Yeah, the unique thing about this particular part of the region, this Southwest Florida, in particular the Sarasota greater region, because everything is based off of that anchor point of value, those beaches are very unique to themselves. Caleb touched on it earlier, but Siesta Key, you have that big powdery white sand beach, that huge runway, very oversized parking lot that separates the city and the sea, but it is truly a spectacle. There's a reason why it's the number one beach, with all of the commercial surrounding area. That Siesta Key Village really gives you that playfulness that people are looking for when they're going on vacation. Lido Key is more of that suburbia, where you have legacy homes and also you have condominiums if you go a little bit more north to that Manatee County border. But those are homes, now quite frankly, I get it. Most people can't afford the $20 and $30 million homes, but it's something incredible to drive through. It's inspiring. It makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger and better than what you actually are. And then you move down, all the way down, to Manasota and Venice Beach. As you go down south, down that 75 corridor or that 41, that's that local transit, that Tamiami corridor, you start to see that sleepy beach town taken to fruition. And then you have those, we talked about those master plan communities. Remember, Lakewood Ranch, it's kind of about a 45, 50-minute drive, upwards of an hour, depending how east you are to the beach. When you come down to Wellen Park, you have 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 25 minutes, depending if there's some construction going on. Remember, this is a brand new construction community, so there's always a few little inconveniences. But what we're seeing is that it's completely different lifestyles depending on what beach you live next to, whether it's that cultural coast of downtown or it's that what we call in Wellen Park best freshman year in college, where everyone's brand new because it's a brand new community. Talk about that downtown, that feel of that.
Yeah, when you get downtown Wellen Park, we love it there. It's kind of the meeting point, the social hub of Wellen Park. It's just, they've got great restaurants. There's something to do every single night. There's live music every night. Wellen Wednesdays are great. They have the cornhole tournaments. It's a lively place, that playground. I'll tell you, at 7 o'clock on a weekday night, that playground is busy. There are tons of kids there enjoying their life, and their parents are there relaxing, having a good time, just enjoying that Florida lifestyle. So, Wellen Park is incredibly unique with that downtown, and it's only going to get better. Like I said, I think I said it before, they're only on phase 2 of 7 of the expansion of that downtown commercial district. So it's just going to continue to get better. We've heard of great restaurants. They have a new place called Chicken and Pickle that's going to be, they're talking about it. They should be signing that contract soon. But imagine Top Golf, but replace golf with pickleball. It's going to be incredible. A pickleball, food venue. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great place for people to enjoy down there.
We've covered quite a bit of the landscape, quite a bit of things, but I think the common denominator is that people are looking to live their best lives. They're looking to live the never-ending summer. They want to take that money that they're spending on vacation and put it towards equity, building a future for your family, moving down here with grandparents in mind. You know, there's something special about being able to live in the same master plan community, have the grandparents in the 55 and over community like Brightmoor over at Wellen Park, or we have many Del Webb up in that Sarasota corridor, and then having the grandchildren and the children just one neighborhood or two neighborhoods over, whether you're accessing through the golf carts, whether you guys are playing golf together, having family meetups at the beach for sunsets. There's just a world, there's just a myriad of options, but what we know here is that this emulates the best of American living, the best of Florida, the best of this country, where people really slow down, where you see kids playing in the streets, living that true carefree life, parents enjoying it on the sideline, or maybe they're fully immersed. Maybe you have grandparents and grandchildren playing pickleball, but there's something special. There's a reason why we were connected and drawn to this area. But, you know, before we get a little further, let's just talk about some of the opportunities. Again, we have housing that's so diverse from $300,000 homes, but we talked heavily about new construction. What's that resale opportunity look like?
Yeah, well, let's start with how much things cost to move down here. Starting point for condos in Sarasota County is going to be in that $300,000 range. For a single family home, you're going to start in that $400,000 range, and the sky's the limit. And then there's also those legacy homes that we talk about ever so often, where you can spend $10, $20, $30 million and get that great waterfront estate that you've always dreamt of. But there's great opportunities with new construction where we have builders that are offering great incentives right now. They're buying down the rates so you can get a great second mortgage for in the fives, for a second home. In the fives is unheard of. We haven't seen that for, 2, 3, 4 years. So there's just great opportunities whether you want to get resales. There's a huge inventory right now that we have tons of kind of opportunities to really negotiate good deals on these asking prices. So there's really just housing is, I don't know. I don't know how to put it best.
Housing is robust and diverse. Now, we do have a large influx of inventory, but that creates a great opportunity from a buyer's perspective. We are speaking directly to you, the buyer, the person looking to relocate. Remember, we are relocation experts. We made the same move ourselves. We took an opportunity of the ebb and flow of the market, and that's where Caleb and I come in. We're real estate and new construction experts. We understand the process. We understand the expense. We understand insurance and taxation and all of those concerns that are spinning through your head. Now, it's all relative. Many of our clients are moving from major metropolitan hubs, even out of the country, where they're escaping an over-exorbitant taxation. So when they compare the two out here, it's a much more affordable option, and especially given the idea that you're giving in, you're subscribing to that lifestyle, knowing that you're living that never-ending summer. That value's embedded. But, we can compare and contrast. There's always pros and cons. But the one thing that's constant, it's always warm. It's always beautiful. We sustain, a multitude of different types of weather patterns. We have hurricanes, all of the things that people fear, the alligators, the insects, the bugs. That is for a different video. We can talk about that till we're blue in the face, because we all had the same reservations as well. But what it is about lifestyle, about mixing the best of everything. Multi-generational, families living their best lives, access to beaches, warm weather, super rich cultural hub of that downtown area, and every opportunity from $20,000 lots to $20 million builds. We cover it all. We help everyone make that move, and we're the boots on the ground. We're the pulse of the market. Now, Caleb, we've been here. We're living that never-ending summer. Tell them, is it worth it?
I can tell you, I have absolutely zero regrets about moving to Florida. Yes, there's the hurricanes, all the things that, the alligators, the bugs, this and that, but nothing replaces the incredible lifestyle that we have down here. The fact that you can get out on the water at your fingertips. We have great boat clubs like Carefree Boat Club or Freedom Boat Club, so that you can enjoy all the great things about boating and none of the responsibility. Literally, show up with your food and your beverages in your bags, jump on that boat, and you're on the water in 5 minutes. And then when you come come back, hop, grab your stuff, walk away. You don't need to store that boat. You don't need to deal with cleaning it. You can just walk away and you have enjoyed the day. It's been a great, memorable experience without all that responsibility. So, there's boating. You can get out there and do some paddle boarding, some kayaking, explore those back waterways of the intercoastal. There's just so many things to do, whether it's outdoor activities with pickleball, walking, biking. The whole point of it is you can enjoy the outdoors here all year round, and that's why I moved here. I was tired of being stuck inside for the whole winter, that dark, gloomy winter where it was snow or ice or it was just terrible. Those days are over for me, and they can be over for you too if you make that leap and come down here to Florida.
And remember, Caleb and I, we come out with weekly videos covering Sarasota and the greater area, all the latest developments. If you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're learning, hit that like button. It lets other people know that there's great information. Anyone planning that move or dreaming about that never-ending summer, or maybe it's you yourself, make sure you share this information and subscribe so you're the first to be notified of all of our latest videos and developments. But we are here for you. We are your boots on the ground. We can't wait to hear from you. We want you to experience what we are: magic, true paradise, world-class sunsets, #1 school system in all of Florida, 2 of the top master plan community, the #1 master plan community in all the country, and one that's coming in pretty close.
It's going to catch it.
In the rear. It's certainly going to catch it, but we have a lot in between, from gated communities to deed-free to beachfront to inland to condos to first-time families to snowbirds and second home investors. We have it all, but all you have to do if you want to make this happen is reach out to Caleb, reach out to Lanir, and make sure we put our best foot forward and represent you and get you down here to the beautiful Sarasota coast.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you give us that call, shoot us that text, send us that email, or schedule a Zoom call with us so that we can sit down and talk to you and learn what's important to you. Remember, we're here from very beginning steps. So you're in the research stage right now if you're watching this video. But when you get down here, we give you that white glove service. We show you the area, show you the neighborhoods, show you the beaches, show you everything you need to know so you can confidently make that purchase here in Florida.
I think we've covered quite a bit. Remember, folks, we'll have plenty more coming out next week with everything about this area.
All right, so for This Week in Venice, Florida, I'm Caleb.
And I'm Lanir.
And we'll see you next week.